Hey guys, it's been a while since I've last posted anything, so in light of that, and because I have a homework assignment, coincidentally speaking, I am going to make this video here. So this video it's not going to be a very long video, rather it's going to be short. It's a bit of a brief talk, per se, about this animation project I did for my class. So I take a game design class in college, and one of the assignments was to use Blender to create a 30-second animation. It had to have like a glossy type of effect to it, something like glass or reflections or something to that extent. And that was really the only requirement. It also had to use physics in some way. So I came up with this little bouncing ball animation. Now, what you're seeing on the screen here would be that particular animation I'm speaking of. I don't know where the save file is, so I can't record what my Blender project looks like, because again, I don't know where the save file is. So instead, I figured I would just talk and discuss about the couple of things I did here. So first and foremost, you'll notice that there is a bouncing ball and reflections. On the back wall, it's red. On the right wall, I think it's like a violet, and then occasionally one shows up on the bottom. So what are these? Well, this ball in and of itself is just a regular sphere. I added a subdivision surface so I can make it smooth. And I gave it emissions as well, so I can give it a little bit of a shine to it. I wasn't sure how else I was supposed to do reflections and stuff like that, so I gave it a shine, and I figured that would give it a reflection, which it did. Each of these walls is just a regular cube. I've just shrunk it down a bit on the, I think it's the x-axis. I shrunk it down a bit and just extended it, and then scaled it. So I can have like 4 walls. Well, technically there's 5 walls. You can only see 4 in the video, the 3 in the front, or the left, right, center, and bottom. But there's also a floor on the top. Like if you look at the reflection, you can see that the ball will hit the top of the wall as it gets towards it, and then when it hits it, there's a little reflection right at the top. So I did this because the ball would occasionally gain enough momentum and it would bounce out of it, and that was not ideal. Now, there is no front wall because the ball didn't gain enough momentum from the back wall to go forward enough. The animation would stop before it got there, so there is no like 5th or 6th front wall. It's just the sides and the top and bottom. Each of these walls is a, what is it? It's a glossy, not diffusion, but a material, a glossy material with a diffusion property, or a glossy property on it. It makes it look like glass, a bit transparent, I found, so I figured why not. It seems to have worked. Now, a couple of random things I noticed after rendering out the video and looking at it again for the umpteenth time. On the left and the right walls in the center, there's these little lines. I don't exactly know what they are. I'm guessing that happened during the rendering process because they don't seem to move with the ball. I don't know how to fix that. I'm not going to fix it either because this took about a day and a half to render on my computer, which is insane. I even enabled GPU rendering and it still took forever. So I wasn't going to re-render it out to fix that because I don't know what's causing it to begin with to even begin to fix it. So another little, I don't know if it's so much a neat thing per se, but I had experimented with a bunch of different ideas. Originally I was going to have some dice go down. The dice didn't work out too well. The animation was too short. I was going to have the ball roll down like a bunch of chutes and end up in a big box. That didn't work out either because the collision detection wasn't working right. So I thought that was neat, that eventually I got this ball to just bounce. Now, I'm pretty sure I just added bounciness to both the walls and the ball. So everything the ball hits, well, it has a bouncy property to it in the rigid body tab. And I upped the bounciness on both of them, so it gets this really nice bounce effect. Each one of the walls are separate colors as well, so that's apparent. I mean, it's not that apparent, but there's a red wall, an orange wall, a blue wall, and then like a purplish wall. The blue wall being on the, the right, and the purple one being on the left. One of these 2 walls on either the right or center is a red one. I don't remember which. I think it's the center one, but it probably is the center one, and the one more towards the left is the orange one. As for what the ceiling is, to be honest, I don't know. I don't remember. Again, I don't know where the project file is to look at it and check for myself. But this wasn't a very like intense or difficult project. It was more or less just coming up with an idea and figuring out how to get that animation to extend to 30 seconds, which is ultimately why I did the bouncy ball idea, because it would just bounce forever and ever. If you think about it, it bounces on the ceiling and it bounces on the floor, and the ball itself can bounce as well. So it's just going to gain momentum over and over again. And so I figured if I put it in a box, it'll bounce for at least 30 seconds, and that is what it did in the end. Bounced for at least 30 seconds, and so I rendered out 30 seconds, and this is what the final product looks like.